Welcome to LTV News. It's the first day of a new season here in the studio, and what an exciting day it is. I'm proud to be broadcasting from LaSalle University, right in the backyard of Philadelphia. Stay tuned for the latest updates and stories happening on and off campus.
Welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Albany to Philadelphia and beyond. My name is Tyler Farmer.
And I'm Mike Adradis. I'm ready for another season of LaSalle TV News. Our team is looking forward to reporting all the latest from LaSalle, Philly, and the world. I can't wait to dive into these stories and updates we have lined up for you. Let's begin at home with LaSalle.
LaSalle University is making headlines in the latest college rankings. Out of nearly 1,500 colleges nationwide, LaSalle placed in the top 300, the top 20% overall. Washington Monthly's 25 College Guide recognized LaSalle in multiple areas, including access, affordability, outcomes, and service. The university stood out as one of the top 10 Catholic schools in the country for tuition value, ranking 6th on that list. In Pennsylvania, LaSalle ranked 13th overall, and when it comes to service, the university landed in the top 3.8% nationwide. Washington Monthly also named LaSalle a regional leader for bang for the buck, helping students achieve degrees without breaking the bank.
LaSalle University rolled out the welcome mat for the class of 2029. More than 700 new explorers moved into campus on August 21st, kicking off Welcome Week. This year's incoming class is the largest since 2018, with a 40% jump in first-year students and a 60% surge in transfers. LaSalle also welcomed 25 more international students, bringing the total new undergraduates to about 900. The day included the 4th annual First Expedition Walk, led by the Philadelphia 76ers drumline, the LaSalle Spear team, and University President Daniel Allen. Students ended the celebration with a new student welcome convocation, marking the start of their journey as explorers.
LaSalle Recreation has a new space for students, faculty, and staff to stay active. Room 301, located on the 3rd floor of the Union, offers open fitness Monday through Thursday from 11 to 3. The room features stationary bikes, weights, bands, yoga mats, and even a smart TV with surround sound. Fitness classes like Zumba and chair fitness are also scheduled weekly. Director of Recreation, Rob McIntosh, says the goal is to provide a private midday fitness option for the Explorer community, and not just for working out. Campus groups can also reserve the space for meetings and practices, and even movie nights.
Stephanie Cambone, class of 98, entered LaSalle planning to become a lawyer, but an internship her senior year changed everything. A first-generation student from Philadelphia, Cambone found her passion for service and youth support through community work and an internship with the district attorney's office. That experience inspired her to pursue a career in education and nonprofits rather than law. She spent over 2 decades at Philadelphia Youth Network, later becoming the CEO of Junior Achievement of Southeastern Pennsylvania, and was recently appointed to Governor Josh Shapiro's Commission on Women. Cambone credits LaSalle for shaping her perspective, her career, and the lifelong relationship she treasures.
LaSalle University professors Evelyn Klein and Cesar Ruiz have created a new program called ECHO to help teens with selective mutism, a disorder that makes it hard to speak in social settings. In a recent case study, students who used the program through teletherapy saw big improvements. One teen went from speaking 35% of the time to 86% of the time. Another nearly doubled their score. The ECHO program combines voice control with social language skills, giving young people the confidence to speak up and be heard.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Exploring Politics host Peter Rapp sits down with LaSalle senior Maya Martin. They'll discuss her summer internship with U.S. Senator Cory Booker's office. Please stay with us.
Percent of Americans accused of a crime will get appointed a public defender.
We're the front line of defending people's constitutional rights.
For every dollar we spend on public defenders, we spend $3 on prosecutors.
The entire apparatus of the state is behind the prosecution.
Gideon's Promise trains, mentors, and supports public defenders.
It's changed the face of public defense.
It gives me that sense of I'm not doing this by myself.
It's fueled me to continue on in this fight.
Well, I'm looking good.
Thank you. Just became a real ID.
What's the plan? Impromptu road trip?
Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California, and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans.
You really can just do all that.
Sure, I'm a real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly.
Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
Hello and welcome to a special crossover segment. I'm Peter Rapp, the host of Exploring Politics, bringing LTV news and interview with Maya Martin, who recently did a very interesting internship this summer. Maya, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm a senior at LaSalle.
Now, can you tell me what you did this summer?
Yeah, so I internshiped with Senator Cory Booker's office for a month from May to June.
And what did that entail? Like, what were you doing that you can talk about? I know that you weren't allowed to talk about everything, of course.
Yeah, so I was a constituent advocate intern. So basically, I worked with constituents, helped them get in contact with government agencies, would answer phone calls, do some filing, and some like behind-the-scenes like research projects.
Now, between all of that, was there anything about that that you really liked, that you didn't like? Like, what was your preferred part of the job?
Yeah, so, okay, a lot of the other interns in the past who did it, I know they didn't like answering the phone calls, but I actually loved that part. It was fun just like talking to people, helping them resolve issues, like fill out government contracts, whatever it may be.
Yeah, so I know you've done a couple other internships in your time at LaSalle. How is this different than some of the others that you've done?
Yeah, so my other internship I've done at LaSalle is interning for the video department with the Philadelphia Eagles, so very different than,
I would imagine.
Yeah, but my work I do now is a lot more behind the scenes government work, I guess you could say. For the Eagles, it was all like recording, I do some scouting. So yeah, more poli-sci and law related.
Yeah, and so this would be more within your career path, like what you envision for yourself. That makes sense. So with the internship that you had this summer, were there any moments that you were just, I mean, working with a senator is a very big deal. Were there any moments you were just kind of awestruck by the situation, being in a conference with like, I don't know, like a very popular senator or very high-ranking head of state? Yeah,
so the office I worked at was his Camden office, which he doesn't go to too often because he has 3 offices and the one he goes to the most is in DC.
Right.
But when I did meet him for the first time, it was like really exciting. I mean, I've been a supporter of him for a while now. Yeah. So to like see him in person, get to meet him and just talk to him about like some of my endeavors and like his future plans as well was really exciting.
Now his whole what's it called? His filibuster that he had on the Senate floor, that occurred during your internship, or was that?
It was right before.
It was right before.
Yeah.
How did that have an impact on the office culture?
Yeah. Okay, that's a fun question because so I decided to apply for the internship, and then right before I applied is when he had like the filibuster, which technically wasn't a filibuster, basically was though.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people applied because of that, and then I wound up applying after, but not because of it. And I mean, I still got the internship, so that was great.
Still worked out.
But when I started the internship, we would get so many calls regarding that because it just happened. We would get a ton of mail too, but the calls, good and bad, we would receive, I would like log every one. So we were getting in sometimes like at least 3 calls a minute.
Wow, and you had to answer all of them, or was there like?
Yeah, so I worked with 3 other interns, and we kind of like rotated what days we were there in the office, but I would have to answer a majority of them, yeah.
And this position, I know some internships are paid, some are unpaid. Not everyone, you know, some people don't want to talk about whether they're like how much their job pays. For a state senator, did it pay well? I imagine it. I hope it would.
So there was 2 options. You could get a stipend for working with him or get class credit. And I needed class credit for my pre-law minor, so I took that option. But it did pay well for like only being a month, I know.
Oh yeah, only a month long, and you didn't have to go in every day?
It was like 4 days a week, but so yeah. And then sometimes we would join virtually for like certain meetings or things like that.
Makes sense. Now, I imagine you've mentioned the security clearance thing was very, very, very strict. Were you allowed to have any kind of souvenir from the experience? I imagine they didn't really let you keep anything or take anything home, knowing how the government works.
I think the one thing I could take with me is we got like these notebooks that said like just like a little like seal of the Senate on there, and it said like Office of Cory Booker. So that's fun, a little piece I get to keep, but I think that's about all I have.
Yeah, that makes sense. They don't really want you going home with like important files or anything that could be inflammatory. But yeah, it's really cool that you went on this internship. Do you, in the future, maybe in next summer, want to do a similar internship at a different office or go back?
I wouldn't rule it out, but I think I'm more on a like law path. I'm hopefully going to law school next year. I'm applying right now. So I would love to do a legal internship, but if the opportunity to work in politics again came up, I definitely wouldn't turn it down. I would still be interested.
Maybe something with the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania.
Hey,
That's
could be
a bridge between the 2 of them, or New Jersey. But are you from Jersey or Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so did you get to meet any other cool people at the job?
Yeah.
You mentioned a couple before we started recording.
Yeah, so I went to this one event at his Newark office, and it was for students going to the Naval Academy. And funny enough, Mikey Sherrill, who she is the Democrat candidate for the New Jersey governor race, her son is going into the Naval Academy, so she was there, and I got to meet her and talk to her and get a picture with her, which was really exciting.
Yeah, that is really cool. The whole experience, I think, sounds really amazing. And were you able to, I know it's only a month long, so you were able to, I imagine, fit in enough other fun things going on this summer?
Yeah, I mean, I will say my schedule was very jam-packed because I was studying for the LSAT at the same time. So I had classes like most nights after that, but it was nice that it was only a month because I got to do some interning with the Eagles after, and going to the beach, fun stuff like that.
Yeah. And now, how did you find out about this internship? Was it through the LaSalle Poli pre-law department, or was it an outside?
It's funny you ask because I was just thinking about this, and I can't really remember, but I think I was like researching online for different internships in the area, like with like senators' offices.
Right.
Yeah. And I think I just came across it while like researching.
That's really cool. That it was not exactly a shot in the dark, but just a random find from the internet.
Yeah.
Do you think that there would be sometimes there are like at LaSalle programs where we always send a student there, like we have a spot not reserved, but we tend to have a relationship built. Do you think you could potentially build one with Senator Booker's office, and maybe future LaSallians could keep working with them? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good question. I know they have a big preference for New Jersey residents,
Right,
so like
that makes
possibly
sense.
like LaSalle students who are also from New
Which
Jersey.
we do have a lot of.
Yeah,
so
I know
it could
someone
work.
from my high school. She interned with them, so like there are like people I know who have done it,
Yeah, that's
and they're really
cool.
friendly there. So as long as you're friendly as well, you can interview. I think people have a good shot.
Well, that's wonderful. Will you, so overall, you would recommend the experience for others looking to get into politics or law?
Yes, 100%. Like, obviously, Senator Booker is a Democratic senator, but
Yeah.
like, like across all party lines, he is a great person, and I would recommend the internship to anyone.
A lot of organization in the office, very
Yes.
well structured. Well, that's very good to hear, and I'm glad you've enjoyed the program. Do you think there's any shot Senator Booker would be willing to come onto my show here, maybe?
You know,
sometime when he's free?
I could certainly ask. I know he gets so many requests for
Yeah.
different events, but hey, you never know.
All right, well, maybe someday. Well, thank you all for tuning in today. I hope that you've enjoyed this special crossover segment, but this has been Peter Rapp with Exploring Politics on our special interview of Maya Martin, and thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at iqairfoundation.org.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly.
Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
Do you know a veteran in need? Nation's Finest, through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, helps veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada, helping thousands of veterans every year. Visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
Back to LTV News, and thank you to our friends over at Exploring Politics for the interview. Throughout the season, we will be featuring crossover interviews for many of our LaSalle TV programs. We welcome our fellow producers to our show. Now on the Philadelphia news, a Bucks County father is being called the Hershey Park hero after a heart-stopping rescue over the weekend. John Sampson of Jamison, Pennsylvania, jumped into action when a young boy was spotted wandering on the park's monorail track. Video shows Sampson reaching out his arms to lift the child to safety as the crowd below cheered. The child had been reported missing and was found about 20 minutes later on the track. Fortunately, the monorail was not running. Sampson, a veterinarian and father of 3, says he was just doing what any parent would do, helping a child in need.
When 8-year-old Owen steps up to the plate, he's not hearing hip-hop or listening to rock music. Instead, his walk-up song is the iconic Action News theme. The crowd gets a kick out of it, and his teammates even sing along as he heads to the bat. His dad says the idea started as a joke at home, but once Owen heard it, he was all in. Now every game, parents do a double take when they hear the familiar jingle ringing out from the field. And with a few big hits already under his belt, Owen says he's keeping the song for fall ball.
This summer, our teacher Ann Kozolka took her talents out of the classroom and in the neighborhood recreation centers across the city. Kozolka, a clay artist from South Philadelphia, partnered with the Craft Now program to teach young students hands-on art. From murals to mosaics, she helps kids tap into their creativity while building confidence. The program is run with Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and reaches thousands of children every year. At VOGT Recreation Center in Northeast Philly, students got to create their very own mosaic designs. Camp leaders say it's about more than just art. It's about showing kids the power of expression and community.
A 4-year-old husky named Kobe is being honored as a hero after helping prevent a gas leak disaster in his neighborhood in Philadelphia. Kobe's owner, Chanel Bell, noticed him digging a hole under their home, something he never did before. Days later, he dug in the same spot, prompting her to check with a gas detector. The device started beeping, leading Philadelphia gas workers to discover and fix a leaking service line. Kobe's alertness earned him a PETA's Heroic Dog Award, and his story quickly became viral. Bell even wrote a book called The Dog That Saved the Block Before Christmas to share his story. He says it's a reminder to always pay attention to our pets.
That's all for our Philadelphia stories, but stay tuned. When we return, we'll bring you stories from all over the world, right here on LTV News.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer
to become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
for my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity
to get a generic degree.
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student,
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future
as I embark on mine.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy? Did you know that fake prescription pills may contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal? Before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
Welcome back to LTV News. At 66 years old, Kent Broussard is proof that it's never too late to chase a dream. As a 9-year-old, he fell in love with the Golden Band from Tigerland at his first LSU football game. Now, decades later, the retired accountant went back to school, picked up his tuba again, and tried out for the LSU marching band. After months of practice and even running 25 miles a week to get in shape, he made the band, becoming the oldest member by 41 years. Last Saturday, he took up the field in purple and gold, with his family cheering in the stands. Broussard said his message is simple: your only failure is not trying.
A nurse is being called a hero after giving CPR to a drunken raccoon. Misty Combs, a nurse in Whitesburg, spotted 2 baby raccoons trapped in a dumpster outside a moonshine distillery. One was fine, but the other was unconscious after eating fermented peaches and lying in water. Combs immediately jumped into action, performing CPR right there by the dumpster. She admitted she was worried the raccoon might wake up and bite, but she kept going until the little guy started breathing again. The raccoon, nicknamed Otis Campbell after the Andy Griffith Show character, was taken to a vet to sober up and later released back into the wild. Combs says it was pure instinct and just trying to save a life.
A pizzeria owner is turning heads with his acts of kindness towards dumpster diving. Dumpster diving customers. Chris Kolstad, owner of Pizza Man, noticed people were digging through his trash for food and decided to do something about it. Rather than turn them away, he asked them to reach out and promise to provide leftover pizzas or extras safely. If you are that desperate for food, please come ask, he wrote on Facebook. You don't even have to see us. His post went viral, spreading his message of compassion and resourcefulness nationwide. Kolstad hopes this approach helps people in need without humiliation. A pizza with purpose, not just for taste, but for the community.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of LTV News. I'm Tyler Farmer.
And I'm Mike Adradis. Thank you for kicking off the year with us. We appreciate you tuning in and sharing this journey. Stay with LTV News for more stories that matter to our community. Until next time, take care.